This is the 49 Carats Prospect Spotlight. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the 49 Carats Prospect Spotlight, where you get a chance to learn more about NFL draft hopefuls. We're down to our last week, our last couple of spotlight interviews. You guys know me, I'm Steph Sanchez, and I'm very excited to be joined by Southern Utah wide receiver Isaiah Wooden today. Isaiah, it's draft week. How you feeling, man?
Oh, I'm feeling good, feeling great. All the hard work that I put in so far is just it's amazing to be in this position. I can't wait for that day to come.
Yeah, it's coming real soon, real soon. Well, I got a bunch of questions for you, so I'll just get right to it. And you've had quite the journey throughout college, starting off at Utah Tech for a season, a few at Kent State, and then finishing up at Southern Utah these past 2 years. Walk us through that journey. What went behind the decisions of transferring when you did, and how did it all kind of help shape you as a player?
Yeah, definitely. So starting off at Dixie State University, known as Utah Tech now, it was a great thing going there to school.
Oh, I can't hear you. Maybe you were getting a phone call.
Phone
Isaiah's a
up right
busy
now.
man right now, a few days from the draft. I can hear you
Yeah,
now, so I think we're good.
I'm sorry. So yeah,
You're all good.
starting at Dixie State University, it was nice going there. Got to be able to play, got to come in and touch the field as a freshman. Not too many people are able to do that, so it was a blessing to go over there, start as a kick returner, get in at wide receiver, catch passes, and just like make a name for myself coming into college. Unfortunately, our whole coaching staff got fired, so that led to the decision of me leaving and trying to go some other place. So, I got in contact with Kent State, went to Kent State, and I loved Kent State. I loved it. Even though I didn't stay there and continue my career, end my career there, I loved it. It helped me grow as a man. The people that I had there, they influenced me to be better. And, I took that from going to Kent State. I always wanted to play in the NFL, and I always knew that this was a dream that I wanted. And it's a time thing. So I had to make sure that I could get in front of the people that it actually matters to. So I transferred to Southern Utah. And, when I got there, it was like open arms and I was able to do the thing that I love and just show out from there. So
Well, I'll say this. I think it definitely shows the ability to be able to adapt and learn quickly, right? Like being in a number of systems, having to learn different systems, that's not easy. Do you feel like there was a specific year in your college career that the game started to slow down for you and things started to click?
yeah, I would say my senior year for sure because I went to Kent State, I had to sit out 1 year, and then the next year was COVID, so I really didn't have any type of time to actually dive in and sit and have a full season. So once I got to Southern Utah, I played the first year. It was the first time playing since my freshman year. So it went by like everything was fast, fast. But once I got into my senior year this past year, everything slowed down, and it felt like playing football as I was as a kid. And it was just like, okay, I could do this now. Oh, I could read that now. And everything just became more easier and just more fluent.
Yeah, 14 touchdowns in your final season at Southern Utah. So definitely not surprising that, that's your answer because it definitely seemed like something clicked. I mean, you're a deep ball threat, you got real burner speed, but you're physical too. Tell me about your mindset with the ball in your hands because given your size, like I'm sure it catches defenders off guard a bit, right?
Yeah, they do. A lot of people see me when I get the ball and they're like, he's not going to run through me, or he's just going to try to make me miss, or he's just going to try to run past me or run out of bounds. And that's the thing that I pride myself in. Growing up, I played running back, and I always used to just love finding contact. I've never been a big guy, but I let that speak on the field. I just go and find somebody and I just lower my shoulder on them. And especially if they're in the way, I'm going to lower my shoulder on them. I don't really care. I mean, I could make you miss as well, but I love playing the game physical because as a smaller guy, you need to let them know that, I'm here. You got to deal with me all game. I like to try to model my game after Steve Smith Sr. because he was a
Mm.
smaller stature wide receiver, but he was just so just so physical, and he made people like quit. They didn't want to play against him anymore. They're like, ah, I'm done. So I try to, do that with my game, and it's worked out so far.
That's definitely a good one to model your game after and watch a lot of tape on. You mentioned, being a former running back. I could definitely see that in your game as well because in 2022 it seemed like at Southern Utah definitely they used you out of the backfield. You had 21 carries, 253 yards, and you also had 314 kick return yards on 11 returns. So that's pretty nice as well. Tell me about that aspect of your game and how you kind of see that adding value for yourself at the next level.
Yes, like I said, I've always prided myself in doing a lot of things, and a lot of coaches they feel that this guy can do this, he can do that, and I'm here to let them know that I can do this and I can do that as well, but I can do a little bit more. So playing running back as a kid, it always was something that came natural. So once I got into college and I got around different offensive coordinators, they implemented that into the game plan of me being in the backfield, getting toss plays and just taking it wherever I can take it. And usually that was about 20 to 30 yards. So, it worked out for the best. But playing kick return and, punt return as well, that's always been something that I love to do. Done it since I was a kid. And I mean, I really feel like it would bring great value going to the next level because, a lot of people say they
For
start
sure.
their journey going into special teams first. So, I mean, I already have that underneath my belt and I'm just ready to compete and just ready to, be wherever I can be.
We got this question from one of our viewers. Shout out the live chat checking us out here. Technic Chic says, playing running back growing up, having that run through them mentality. Do you feel like you have a wide back mentality?
I really do. I feel like just I would say just an athlete mentality, really just like I said, anywhere on the field that they need me. But when I get the ball in my hands, definitely I try to play as a running back. I try to make the first person miss. And like I said, if they're in the way where I probably didn't make a miss the first time, I'm gonna lower my shoulder. And most of the time I'm going against somebody that's bigger than me. So it's like, I mean, it is what it is. But when I lower the shoulder, they're not expecting it. And, I run them over from time to time and just keep on going.
We talked a little bit about the special teams ability. I'm sure you're aware of the new kick return rules in the NFL. It's going to start this season. uh how do you feel like that rule would kind of help you at the next level, how it increase your value, and how teams who have watched you can make guys miss, and with those new rules I feel like it would help you out. So how are you feeling about that?
Oh yeah, definitely. So shoot, that's the best rule that I think they could have ever done in the NFL because it actually gives, people like me the opportunity to catch the ball and actually run and find something instead of like people already down there, which I've never had a problem with. But I feel like now it brings more value because I'm able to catch the ball and I have such a quick burst. I can find a hole or I can hit the outside and just get going immediately instead of, trying to set something up and, and actually bring more excitement to the game. Like a lot of excitement to the game now. I'm so excited for people to see what I can do in the return game, and I just can't wait.
Well, I of course watched some of your tape. I think one of my favorite play of yours that I saw was against SF Austin, and you guys were down by 6. It was third and 21, and you guys try a bubble screen. That isn't uncommon for a third and very long like that. And I swear, when you got the ball, you had like 4 defenders with a chance to make a play on you. You bounced off the contact and you took it to the house. Walk me through that play if you can remember that one, and how that one went down.
Yeah, I remember that vividly. It was like second down. We had ran a jet sweep to me, and I was dog tired, like dog tired. But our coach just had it like just had us going. So I'm like, all right, I knew what the play was. He called it. Was I think it's called convoy. He called it. And I'm like, all right, I know the position to get in. My blockers they got in front of me. Caught the ball, and I was just like, hey man, I gotta go. So I just ran, and like it was one guy came. I was like, all right, I gotta break this tackle. Like I've always prided myself in breaking the first tackle, so broke that one. Another guy came, broke that one. I was all like, oh wow, like I see nothing but green grass. So I just took off as fast as I could, like with everything that I had in the tank. And then once I got like to the end, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm already here at the touchdown. Like it's good now. But that play right there was a killer. key play in college for me for sure, for sure.
That's awesome. And you said you were tired, but after that, you gave yourself some time on the bench to rest up a little bit. So it definitely paid off. I want to ask you about your film study and what that process is like for you. So when you're preparing for a game for the week, like what's the film study like? What are you looking for in your opponent?
Oh yeah. So right after the game, we go in, we watch film on the team that we just played. After that, I wash it away, and that same day, I'm already looking at film from the other team. So the main thing that I try to focus on is, since I was playing outside receiver a lot, I try to focus on the matchup. So usually, I'll go against somebody that was about 6 foot. It was always 6 foot to 6'2", and I'll look at them, look at their mannerisms, look at how they stand, look at their feet placement, and a lot of things like that. And that just helped me out a lot. It's like, okay, well, this is a release that I could do on them to get here. And then I also looked at where the safeties were at as well, because a lot of teams that we play against they're pretty good this year or this past year, and they just were like, you have to beat our corners. We're not going to play cover three on you guys. We're not going to play cover four, cover two. We're going to play cover one the whole time. So, I felt very disrespected by that. And I was like, okay, well, let me look at what the corner does. And then I looked at everything the corner does, and I'm like, okay, well, I can depict on that move being used in this game and that quarter at this time. Like, I was so precise with everything, to the point where I knew when they would start rocking and rolling their safeties to come down to try to bracket me. And once that happened, I was just like, okay, what type of zone can I get in? I always try to find different things that I could do with different situations that, may happen in the game.
Well, it definitely feels like the film study paid off for you, especially at your time at Southern Utah. You were able to explode off the stat sheet for sure. Let me ask you this: what's your favorite route to run?
Oh, my favorite route to run. I love to run a post. I really love to run a post because anytime the cornerbacks play me, they try to play catch technique. So they'll sit probably about 10 yards. And then basically it'll give them like, okay, well, I'm back so far. I could start running once he gets to five, and I'll catch up with him. So I love doing that and stepping on their toes and pushing them the opposite way and then cutting right in front of them. And like I said, there weren't too many teams that played us with a safety over the top. The safety will come down in the box, and it'll be
Yeah.
wide open. And that's what happened against SFA. One game I had to play just like that. So that's literally my favorite play to run, my favorite route.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I definitely saw that a couple times when watching you. And you got a chance to participate at the CGS All Star earlier this year. Congrats on that. I know that's a pretty awesome opportunity to get in front of teams and show them what you got. So, yeah, how do you feel like that week went for you? Tell me about your experience.
It was a great experience. So grateful for the people at CGS that put that on for all the athletes coming out of college this year. It was a great experience. It was so fun there to be around those type of players and also meet those different type of scouts and actually sit down and have a one-on-one with them, and they'll actually talk to you and pick your brain apart. That was a great thing as well. That talk to them about the X's and the O's, because a lot of people don't understand. Like when you play football, yeah, it's everything's on the field, but you got to know the X's and the O's in order to succeed.
Yeah.
So that was a great thing because they taught us a lot about, I wouldn't say just the X's and the O's, but they taught us about how to take care of your body, how to be a professional, those type of things. Going into the next level, it's a lot of things that it's a business. So they taught us how to be professional. They gave us all types of pointers and tips, and I made sure that I wrote down every single thing. So it was a great experience at the CGS.
I love it. Sounds like you definitely took advantage of the opportunity, and your other opportunity was Pro Day, which happened about a month ago at this point now. How do you feel like Pro Day went for you?
Oh, Pro Day was great. Big shout out to all the teams that came out and watched my teammates and I. All our hard work that we put in months prior to going out to the Pro Day. It was great. Ran a great 40, 4.35. I had a great 10-yard split. That was something that we always harped on when I was training at Athlete Innovations in Tampa. Always harped on getting out for that first 10 and running the 1.38 in my first 10. It was an achievement, a great accomplishment that I was working so hard to achieve. and just also jumping very high, jumping the highest in the country, 44 and a half. That helped me out a lot. It helped a lot of people see my explosiveness and like being a smaller stature, guy playing wide receiver. It's kind of hard to get, different type of looks, but right there when I did that, it showed them like, I mean, hey, he could do everything that this guy that's 6'2" could do or more. So that helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
Just that whole experience, it really helped my case out a lot.
Great. I'm glad that that went well for you. And training for pro day is such a unique experience because it's totally different from training for football. I know in the past month, probably since pro day, you've gotten back to the football like training. So how's that been going for you lately?
Oh, that's been going pretty good. I was just actually on the field just yesterday. My boy came out. He doesn't even punt or anything, but he punted for me and he punted some balls that were just skyrocketing in the air, and it was the best thing like ever. And I was so happy to be able to, go out there and catch. And also I do a lot of cone drills. I like to set up the cones and like to work on my breakdowns. I like to work on like different type of techniques, releases and stuff like that. So getting back to the football aspect of things, it's been great because like you said, training for for the combine or pro day, those type of trainings is it's different. It's like a whole different thing. You have to put football to the side. So it's good to get back to football.
Yeah, for sure. And through this process, what's kind of been the feedback that you're hearing from teams so far? What do they like about you? What do they maybe want to see more of from your game?
So like I've talked to a lot of teams, especially over the last couple of days. It's been great. A lot of different teams been hitting me up, and basically they've been saying that they've watched my film. They love how I make contested catches. They love how I have the burst away speed. Basically how I could take the top off the defense and how I'm a versatile player. How I can play different type of positions like that. So that's something that they really love, and just they're hoping that I'm still available. Whether it's at the end of the draft or during the draft. So whichever opportunity I get, I'm going to be happy with it because that's all I need is opportunity, step in the door, and just take off from there.
Selfishly, I wouldn't mind if the 49ers took a flyer on you, man. Just just saying. Hopefully they're one of the teams showing some interest. But before we get out of here, another question from the chat from Technic Chic again. How excited are you to have the draft coming up in a couple of days? What are your thoughts, feelings, and what are your plans for draft day?
Oh wow, elated! I'm just elated, blessed, grateful for the opportunity and the position that I'm in because not too long ago I could have said that I would be in this position, but it's nice that it's finally coming up. It's been a hard couple months, just like stressful, but a good type of stress, not a bad type of stress. But my plans, I'm just gonna sit down and be with the family, enjoy the day, enjoy all 3 days, and hopefully get picked in one of those days, or like I said, come towards the end of the draft, get picked up, and just make my opportunity count.
Well, I always end my interviews with this question. What is a team? What is a fan base getting with us, Isaiah Wooden, both on and off the field?
Consistency, consistency, consistency. That's the type of person I am. That's how I live my life. I'm a married man. I love my family. I'm just somebody that's obsessed with football and somebody that's going to get the job done. And, I'm not somebody that you can't come up to and talk to. I like to talk to everybody, very welcoming, and just somebody that's just eager to get on the field. Just somebody that's eager to, do the job and do the job right and, get it done. And whatever the coach needs out of me, they're going to get it done and they're going to get more. So, I mean, I'm just ready for that opportunity. Really, really just ready, just happy, very, very happy.
Awesome. I'm happy for you, man. And yeah, I mean, these next couple of days are they're gonna be, a lot, but it's your future. So definitely gonna be rooting for you and definitely looking forward to seeing where you end up. For everyone that tuned in, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, because there will might be another prospect spotlight interview just like this one before the draft. Isaiah, thank you so much again for joining me today. Again, best of luck these next couple of days and obviously beyond that as well. Really excited to see what you do.
Thank you. It was an honor for having me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Well, have a good rest of your Tuesday, folks. Peace.